What up, what up, what up? Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Red again, just hitting you guys up with another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. So guys, as I'm a big Marvel fan, I've got them tattooed on my leg and shit. Deadpool and Hulk and shit. Because I'm a big Marvel fan, I've been waiting for this film since I was a fucking kid, yeah? Because I'm obsessed with Carnage and shit. So when I heard they was making the film, I was like ecstatic and shit. But then obviously you got to wait for the film to come out. So it come out today in the UK, and I just watched it, and just gonna give you. I'm not gonna give you too much information on it, but I'm just gonna give you my opinion on it. I thought it was pretty decent. It was pretty decent. The humor was good. The humor was good. They could have been a bit more decent with the humor though. It was rated a 15, and there wasn't that much. It wasn't too graphic to be a 15, I don't think, because I wanted to go see it with my son, and then had to do the bloody whole age, looking at the age rating shit, and then yeah, it was a 15, but there weren't that much. There wasn't too much violence or graphic or nudity in the in Venom. Let There Be Carnage. So that was a bit disappointing, should I say, because being age rated a 15, and there weren't that much. There was a bit of violence, but not. There weren't no much blood and stuff going on. There weren't no nudity or sexual activity in it. So they could have made it a 12A. So that was a bit slacking, should I say. What else was it? The fight scene could have been a bit longer, man. I've been waiting fucking what? I've been waiting like I don't know, 20 plus years to watch this fucking thing. Since I was a kid, I've just been obsessed with Carnage. Since he come into the Spider-Man, the cartoon, the series or whatever. I've just been waiting to see a film for Carnage, because I'm just obsessed with the character and shit. So the fight scene could have been a bit more longer. The fight scene could have been a bit more longer. I weren't too impressed with that, but it was actually a good film. The storyline was really good. How he became Carnage, Cletus Cassidy became Carnage, and how he's the offspring of Venom. So they kept that storyline in there, and so I was impressed with that, because I've got the comics here as well. So I was impressed with that. And another thing they added in, which I thought was pretty cool as well, was they added in Cletus Cassidy's girlfriend, should I say, Shriek. So that was pretty cool. At the beginning, when I was thinking, oh, who's this woman, when they're introducing it and all that, and then when it starts building up to the story, you find out who she is, and if you've read the comics, you find out who she is, and that was pretty cool. So yeah, I was pretty impressed with that. What else was there? They used his weapons to a good. They made a good use of Carnage's weapons, because he's a different symbiote, and he can make like axes, knives, and stabbing weapons and stuff, where Venom can but can't to a certain degree, from the comics and books and shit, the comics and films. Venom ain't really about the weapons kind of thing, but Carnage is. They used that. That was pretty cool, that you see him use his axe and shit. So that was pretty cool. He does cause quite a bit of mayhem, but they could have drawn it out a bit longer and made it a bit more interesting, should I say, for my liking anyway. What else happened? They kind of explain how Carnage Carnage's symbiote bonds with Cletus Cassidy's blood, because Venom is connected to Eddie Brock's nervous system, and his Venom, the symbiote is connected to Eddie Brock's nervous system, whereas Cletus Cassidy, Carnage, his symbiote is made out is connected to his blood cells. So they do go into that, and they don't explain it too tough. But if you're watching the film and you've read the comics, you kind of get the gist of it. So that was pretty cool. What else? What else? Yeah, the fighting scene could have been a bit longer. I weren't too impressed with that, but the overall film was it was decent. It was decent. But like I was saying before about the fight scene wasn't too. It was quite short. And they could have explained a bit more how about the bonding with the symbiote and stuff like that for people that don't know. Because like obviously I'm a Marvel fan, and I would have liked them to explain a bit more, like how the symbiote kind of bonds with it. It does explain it a little bit, but it don't go too into detail. So if you're watching it, you're gonna say, "Oh yeah, he's kind of it's just another symbiote kind of thing." But if, like I was saying, if you've watched the comics, read the comics and stuff, you know that he's kind of he's a different symbiote to Venom. But another thing that they kept up with, and you do hear it in the film, they say that Carnage is Venom's offspring, which was when they said that, I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, because in the comics he is Venom's offspring. So that was pretty cool. And they do like in the comics, I'm going to show you in a second. They do explain to you about Cletus Cassidy's upbringing, which was very interesting, because when they showed it in the film, I remember reading it in the comic, and I was like, oh, okay, so they do explain how he come about, and he didn't have a good start in childhood and stuff, and then there was a series of events that happened during his childhood and stuff, which was pretty cool. So when so they managed to keep up with the storyline with the comics. What comic? Which one is it? I think it's Venom, Carnage Unleashed, where they go into they explain a little bit about Carnage's upbringing and stuff, and how it all comes about. But the overall film was good. It could have been better. Like they could have like the Spider-Man 1, 2 and 3 the 2001. That storyline was a good Spider-Man for being a Marvel fan or whatever, personally anyway. So if they had that creator of the films or whatever, maybe it's because it's by Sony or whatever, I'm not too sure. Maybe the storyline would have been a bit better, because they're kind of dragging it out to be like a kind of horror action kind of thing. But I don't think that kind of worked too good, to be fair, personal speaking. But the overall film was it was decent. It was okay. It was good. But like I was saying, there could have been a few adjustments and stuff. But yeah, they go into it. Like I was saying with his upbringing and shit, and I'll just quickly show you about Cletus Cassidy's upbringing and how it relates to the film. Alright, so in Venom, Carnage Unleashed, they do explain. I'm not going to read it out to you, but they do explain what happened during his childhood and what happened with his grandparents and his parents, should I say, which was pretty cool. And they, like I was saying before, they say that in the film as well, which was pretty cool. It goes into like his mum, dad, and his grandparents as well. So that was pretty cool. So they stayed with the storyline from this kind of comic, which was good to my liking. Alright, guys, so in Spider Man Maximum Carnage, you do see Shriek and Carnage ganging up on Venom um, to kind of defeat him or whatever, which is pretty cool. That's kind of in the film to a certain degree. Um, but like I was saying, it doesn't last for too long. It's only very brief. And another thing is you don't hear Carnage has got like he's quite what's the word? Is that he's got his own funny little jokes and stuff like here it says don't hurt us anymore, and he's like, you know what, pops, you're pathetic. You don't hear any of that in the movie, man. So that kind of was a bit that kind of sucked. That did kind of suck, man. But in like even in the cartoons, you hear him. He's got like this kind of I don't even know. He's got like some dark kind of humor to him, and he just loves violence and stuff. But him and Carnage and Shriek, they do go on a little mini rampage in the film. But like I was saying, it doesn't last for too long anyway. But yeah, guys, my review, if I had to give it an honest review, because I don't like to bullshit, I would say it would be about a 6 or 7. Yeah, I would say a 6 or 7, man. That's only because it was lacking certain things that like I like Carnage has got like some dark sense of humor, and he always calls he doesn't call Venom Eddie, he calls him Brock in the comics. And he likes to say we, like, because Carnage identifies himself as two different entities. So you got Carnage and Cletus Cassidy, but when you hear Venom, he says we, meaning him and Eddie. So Eddie and Venom work together, where Cletus and Carnage are kind of having an internal battle going on, should I say. But yeah, I would give it a 6 or 7. If you're a Marvel fan, check it out and let me know what your reviews are. But some of the story, like, there's another bit I just flicked through, and it was about like kind of. I'm not gonna mention it, but if you've got the comics, you'll read it. That kind of happens in the film as well, so that was quite interesting. Yeah, I also like it when they follow kind of follow the comics and the cartoons from the 90s and the 80s, man, because they're like the originals, and it always goes back to the backstory. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I would say give it a watch. I might have to re-watch it as well to see if I missed any little details. But from what I've seen of it the first time, yeah, it was okay. It was okay. There could be room for improvement. They should have left the kind of storyline open a bit more than what they did for Carnage, because they could have spun off and made their own little side story with Carnage, but they kind of yeah, I'm not gonna say what happened, but yeah, they could have made it. They could have cut it off and made its own little side story, or if they added Spider-Man in it, like they should have really done it. Venom and Carnage coming into a Spider-Man series, then it could have had its own little spin-off. But yeah, I think Sony's in charge of maybe Venom and Carnage, their two characters or whatever. So that's a bit up in the air, man. But yeah, it was just a little review about the new Venom. Let There Be Carnage film, because I've been waiting for it for years, since I was a kid, like 20 plus years now. Yeah, that was just my review on it anyway, man. Just trying to give you guys an honest review. I don't really do this review shit. But yeah, I just thought I had to speak out being a Marvel fan and all that. Yeah, because if you're a fan, you gotta let the producers where they're going wrong and shit, man. They didn't really. You saw a little bit of Stan Lee. You saw him on a magazine, which kind of sucked as well, because Stan Lee's like the guy. They should have, like, I don't know, had him in a billboard or something. But since Stan Lee passed away or whatever, yeah, they're not. You don't really hear of him, even though he's passed away. But I would like it if they still bigged him up, because in every Marvel film you see Stan Lee having little lines or whatever, even if it was yeah. So I kind of missed that as well. So having Stan Lee on a magazine is a bit like that's a bit disrespectful, I find. You know, it's like fucking hell, and he's been through every single fucking film, and you're just gonna stick him on a magazine because he passed away. I don't know. You should have a billboard, or I don't know, or I don't know, man. They should do a bit more, man. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, yeah, that was just my little review about Venom. Let There Be Carnage, man. Just for you Marvel guys out there, because Marvel is life. Fuck DC, yeah. Yeah, no, man. It's either you're one or the other, man. You can't. There's no middle ground. No, there's none of that shit. Yeah, but yeah, it was just a little review on Venom. Let There Be Carnage, man. So I might even check out fucking rewatch that the Spider-Man the cartoon collection to see how they did. There are 3 comics I do recommend. Spider-Man Maximum Carnage, Venom Carnage Unleashed, and Carnage Family Fraud. Yeah, so yeah, I might start digging into them again, and then rewatch it to see where they could have made more improvements. Anyway, man, and it's my little vintage Carnage. Like I was saying, man, I've loved Carnage since I was a kid, man. This shit is vintage. I've had this since I was about 8 or whatever. This shit fucking, they don't even make this shit no more, man. But yeah, it was just a little video about my review on the film, because I've been waiting for years for it. So yeah, if you like the video, you guys already know what to do. And shout out all you Marvel fans out there, man. Yeah, they need to be making some more progress with the films, man, because yeah, the storylines seem to be they need to become more creative, and try win some of the characters back from fucking Sony or whatever, because the characters are quite spread out. If you Google it, I think Disney only have a certain amount of access to certain characters or whatever, so that kind of sucks, man. But yeah, it was just a little quick video on my little review on Venom Let There Be Carnage, man. But peace, guys, and I'll hit you guys up real soon anyway.